Hey, this is a video for 2.4, Ecological Tolerance. So go ahead and check out the overview and set up your guided notes. So when we're talking about range of tolerance, we're basically talking about the conditions that an organism can survive. These can be any type of environmental conditions. For example, if we're talking about temperature, we have polar bears that must survive in colder areas because they are adapted for cold environments. Something like a cactus is evolved, adapted for warmer environments. Something like a mouse or a rat might have a wider range of tolerance because they can survive in many different temperature ranges. A penguin might be in colder environments, and humans, we have a wide range of tolerance, and that's because we have the brain capacity to invent things to keep us warm or to cool us off. So we can survive in pretty much any environment on this planet, except maybe at the bottom of the ocean. We're not so successful with that yet. Now, if we're talking about a rat or a mouse, so when we have this particular temperature, this might be like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. This is within that mouse's range of tolerance. But if the temperature were to increase up here, this would be outside. Let's say this is like 110 or 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This would be outside of this organism's range of tolerance, and this mouse would die. So if the temperature increased, we may see more cactuses appearing in this environment because the temperature would allow them to survive. Now, when we see the range of tolerance, basically the environmental condition can be anything from temperature, salinity of the water. We're going to see dissolved oxygen content or sunlight, even pH. So when it's super high, the population of all of these will be low. When it's super low, the population could also be low. So there is this magic area where it's basically the average condition. And this average condition will allow the organisms to survive. This is called the optimal zone. They can survive and reproduce. In this zone, it causes physiological stress. They can only survive. There will be very little, if any, reproduction. And right here is the zone of intolerance. So this is where they are starting to die off. Now, we have a fundamental niche, and this is basically where they should be able to survive and where organisms could exist in these environmental conditions. But the realized niche is where we actually would see these organisms. So in the optimal zone is where most of the organisms want to live. And what we say when we're writing an FRQ. So for example, if I ask you to make a connection between climate change and tree populations, so if the temperature were to increase, you never say that it's bad for the organism. You always use range of tolerance. So for example, if we're doing a describe, we say climate change results in a shift in global temperature patterns. Now we're going to go through a little bit more information. When global temperatures increase, the resulting temperature is, and here we go, outside of the range of tolerance for many species of trees, causing a population decline. You really want to use the term range of tolerance in your responses because this is going to give you the best chance at earning points on free response questions. So I would like you to respond to this check for understanding. And for our FRQ practice, I want you to describe an organism with a high range of tolerance. I hope that this video was informative. I thank you for your attention, and I will see you soon.